Is it just me, or is the quality even worse than usual? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Luke Innes. I'm going to be doing more of my DVD collection today. Been a little bit sparse on content for the last few days. Couple of reasons for that. First of all, it's been very podcast focused the last couple of days. Link to the podcast page in the description where you can check that out. And in addition to that, I mean, on Saturday I put up a huge long video. My question and answer video. So I mean, this is kind of me trying to ease myself back into it after such a big undertaking. You know, like I said, I've got a couple of reviews lined up that I'm going to do, 2 or 3 that I know I'm going to give a go. So yeah, this is, like I say, me trying to sort of ease back into the videos a little bit. This video is probably not going to be quite as long as the DVD collection videos usually are. Because I'm not going to be showing as much stuff as I normally do, I don't think. Or at least the stack certainly seems a little bit smaller. But that's because if I'd have done the same amount that I usually try to do, I would have been spilling into a series but not completing it. And it's a long series, so you know, I just cut back to the point where, you know, before the series started. So without further ado, let's get on with it, shall we? Okay, so first up, Mad Max Anthology. Now this is a cool set. First, what I'll show you is a set of art cards that come with it. So you get basically the poster artwork for all of the films. So that's Fury Road. There's Mad Max 1, Mad Max 2, and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. So yeah, they come in the box. Put them there for now. And inside you get 5 discs. So you've got the original movie, Mad Max, Mad Max the Road Warrior, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, which I've reviewed on the channel. I'll leave a link to in the description. You get Mad Max Fury Road. Oh, sniffles. And you get The Madness of Max, which is a really long, I think it's 2.5 hour documentary about the first movie. It might be longer. I know that I didn't watch all of it. It was, you know, I needed to go to sleep and I didn't realise how long it was, so I just turned it off. But yeah, no, I'm quite a big fan of the Mad Max films. Mad Max is one of my favourite franchises. I'd probably say it's sort of my second favourite or third favourite, maybe. I'm not totally sure, but I do really love it. So yeah, no, that's that. Mad Max, really cool, really nice set. I think I've mentioned before that the Fury Road, Road Warrior, and the original movie are all tied for my favourite in the franchise. So yeah, you know, I really love it. Oh, I'll tell you one other thing that I wanted to mention about this when I showed it. The first movie, when I put it on, it came on fine and all that, and it was the American dialogue track. Obviously, the movie was dubbed with an American voice cast, so that the movie could be released in America without the Australian accents in it. Now, I thought that's kind of shitty. I'm going to have to find another DVD to get the original Australian version. And what I then discovered is that if you go into the language options, it gives you the option to switch over to the original Australian accent dub. So, I mean, it's kind of shitty that that's not the default, but if you buy this, be aware of that you do have to set it to the original Australian if you want the original Australian. Yeah, like I say, I didn't realise straight away. I thought I was going to have to try and find another DVD of it with the Australian sound on it, but whatever. This is just another stray copy of The Road Warrior, Mad Max 2. This is a really old one. It's got all the different titles on the disc, so you've got like The Road Warrior, Interceptor, Mad Max 2. Yeah, no, like I say, this is a really great movie. Clearly influential. This is the movie that a lot of people think of when they think of Mad Max, because, I mean, when you actually look at the four Mad Max movies, it's definitely the original one that really sticks out in the series. But yeah, no, like I say, Mad Max 2 is great. Move on quickly to Umberto Lenzi's Man from Deep River. Now, this is currently cut in the UK by about 3 minutes, I believe. So I got this on import. This is from the Netherlands, I am reliably informed. The print on that disc is just... I mean, I know you can't make it out, but it's not a very nicely printed disc. But, you know... So this movie, obviously Umberto Lenzi would go on to perhaps slightly greater fame with Cannibal Ferox. This is considered the original Cannibal movie. You may be aware of it. It's kind of a bit like the Western, A Man Called Horse. It's very similar. It's about an outsider gaining the trust of a tribe and becoming one of their members. Lots of really yucky animal violence in it, so if you're not into that, I'd suggest getting the cut version, which you can get in the UK. If not, if you want the full uncut experience, then get hold of this version, or one of the many other versions. It's been released as under a few different titles. This originally in the UK was known as Deep River Savages. But yeah, that's Man from Deep River. Not a great movie, but you know, it's certainly got its place historically. Okay, so this is Manhunt. Now, this is a Norwegian horror movie. I am planning to actually review this fairly soon, so I won't go too far into my thoughts. Once I have done the review, I will include a link to it in the description. So yeah, this is basically a Norwegian horror film in a very traditional sort of 70s grindhouse mould. Some friends go out on a camping trip and end up hunted, quite literally, by some locals. So yeah, that's Manhunt. As I say, I'm planning on reviewing that, so I will, before too long, be giving you my more extensive thoughts on the movie. Next up, Manhunter. This is the first cinematic outing of Hannibal Lecter. So this is a 2-disc version. This is actually, I'm supposed to say my mum actually got this, and I've just sort of inherited it over time. Little advert card for Momentum there. Momentum released some really cool stuff, dude. So yeah, this has got a nice booklet with various little things. Actually, I believe the 2 discs, so I could be wrong, are the theatrical cut and the director's cut. Is that what it is? Yeah. There's the director's cut is on the 2nd disc, with it includes a commentary by Michael Mann, so that's cool. If you've ever seen, I know this felt that it's a slightly more well-known movie than this, but if you've ever seen Red Dragon, this is based on the same story as Red Dragon. It's based on the Thomas Harris, was it that his name? It's based on the book Red Dragon. It's the same story pretty much. There's a few minor differences here and there, but overall, it's pretty much the same thing. And it's a very good movie. This is kind of forgotten in the kind of world of the Hannibal Lecter movies, but Manhunter is very good. Check that one out if you have not seen that. So now we get the introduction of Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter with The Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, this is obviously the best known of the Hannibal Lecter movies, I would say. And it's a damn good movie. Really damn good movie. This was very successful at all the awards and stuff. Really, really cool movie. So yeah, check out The Silence of the Lambs if you haven't already. But who hasn't, man? It's a really, really cool film. And the last of the Hannibal movies I've got is Hannibal. There's two that I need to get hold of. I'm probably not going to bother with the TV series, but as I say, there's two more movies I need to get. That's Red Dragon and Hannibal Rising. I've never seen Hannibal Rising. Red Dragon I've seen and think is a really cool movie, but Hannibal Rising, yeah, I've never seen. So this one comes with a booklet again, just adverts for other films. There's some adverts for the Thomas Harris books. Yeah, 2 discs. I haven't watched this yet. To be honest, I saw the movie. The movie is okay. It's definitely, of the ones I've seen, it's the weaker one. But I haven't seen Hannibal Rising, so I can't give you, the overall thing. Next up, Marley. This is the documentary from 4 or 5 years ago about, 2012, 4 years ago, about Bob Marley, the legendary Jamaican reggae musician. Some adverts for... Do they even still make Bob Marley's Mellow Mood anymore? That was a kind of energy drink thing. Well, not energy drink, but it kind of was, in the shops it was categorised with the energy drinks. It was this foul drink that just had Bob Marley's name on it for some reason. Same as so much stuff. They just plastered his face in the last few years over everything. Headphones and anything that they could stick his name on. But, besides the point, this is a really cool documentary. I would seriously suggest checking out Marley. If you're interested in the life and the work of this man, he was a very interesting man. He had his demons. He had a lot going on in his life. He had, obviously his problems, his troubled past. This movie goes into a lot of that in real wicked detail. Really cool stuff. If you're interested in kind of the culture that surrounded reggae in Jamaica in the late 60s, early 70s and so on, I definitely suggest checking this out. Marley is a very cool documentary. Next up, this is a classic of the new French extremity, Martyrs. Now, this is the original Martyrs, obviously from 2008, I think. I haven't got the remake. I probably won't bother. Because English language remakes of things tend to be a bit poop. So this is good enough for me for now. If I see the remake cheap, I might pick it up. We'll see. Martyrs is, as I say, it's a French movie about a young girl who escapes from imprisonment and torture. A significant amount of time later, when she's a grown woman, she sees a photograph in the paper of the family she believes held her and tortured her for all this time. She goes there with her friend to try and sort things out, and things get way more complicated than I could ever explain in this one video. So yeah, definitely check that out. This is a terrifying movie. If you want to see a really scary horror movie, check out Martyrs. It is insane. I really, really like that movie. Next up, Metallica, Master of Puppets, Rock Milestones, the essential albums of all time. This is an unofficial documentary looking at the Metallica album, Master of Puppets. From the looks of things, there were several of these, but this is the only one I've got. My brother got me this as a gift, which is nice of him. I do love Metallica and I love Master of Puppets. So yeah, that was interesting. I'll have to watch this again. I haven't seen it in about 8 or 9 years. So I mean, yeah, I'll have to watch it and see what I think. Just like an unofficial documentary type thing, but that's cool. Next up, Mickey Flanagan, the Out Out Tour Live. Yeah, very funny guy, Mickey Flanagan. I won't go too much into it, just because, you know, with these stand-up comedy DVDs, there's not a lot to say, but that's really cool. Mickey Flanagan is a very funny man. Next up, the Monty Python movies. Now this is a set of the theatrically released Monty Python movies. So there's, and now for something completely different, from 1971, I think. 1971, yeah. That is like the TV show on screen sort of thing. It's a string of sketches over a feature-length running time. Some sketches from the TV show are remade in it. Yeah, really, really cool movie. Very entertaining. And now for something completely different, it's cool. So their first narrative feature film was Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This is a very, very entertaining movie. One of the most eminently, and all of the Python movies are the same, but they are eminently quotable. And this is no exception. I mean, you know, 'tis only a flesh wound, and we'll call it a draw and all that. But yeah, no, great stuff there. Next up, we have The Life of Brian. Now, this is my favourite Python movie. This is definitely in my top 5 comedy movies of all time. It's possibly even at number 1. It is incredibly funny. If you haven't seen Life of Brian, definitely you need to check that one out, because it is incredible. And the last but not least, this is probably my least favourite, but it's okay. This is Monty Python's The Meaning of Life. I do need to watch this again. I haven't seen it in years and years and years. Yeah, it's another sketch type movie, more in the vein of and now for something completely different. Like I say, I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't really want to comment, but I would say, from what I remember, it's my less favourite of the Python movies. But yeah, no, like I say, if I had to go in order, I'd say Life of Brian, Holy Grail, now for something completely different, and The Meaning of Life. But like I say, I've got to see The Meaning of Life again. I don't remember it that well. Next up, Mortal Kombat, the movie. Yeah, this is a really entertaining, campy, fun movie. Not very good, but you know, it's half decent. You know, but obviously based on, admittedly fairly loosely, on the video game of the same name. Could have been improved. Obviously, it could have been a lot better, but it's definitely a lot of fun. So yeah, the first Mortal Kombat is a pretty alright movie. What's not a pretty alright movie is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Now, I mentioned this in my worst sequels video, which I shall hopefully, if I remember, leave a link to. Yeah, this movie is utterly awful, terrible movie. I wouldn't wish this movie on my worst enemy. Yeah, no, it's got to be one of the very worst sequels ever made. Considering the first movie wasn't that good to begin with, really, if we want to be serious, this is, I mean, such a step down, dude, honestly. But yeah, no, that's Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Another cannibal movie now, Mountain of the Cannibal God. This one has Ursula Andress and Stacy Keach Stacy Keach in quite an early role. Ursula Andress, you know, post-Bond and whatnot. Really interesting one. A woman and her brother and a guide and some stuff going to the jungle to try and find her husband, who was a scientist who went missing some time ago. While they're there, they end up getting kidnapped by cannibals, and yeah, no, they end up going through some pretty tough times in the jungle. Yeah, animal violence, as you come to expect from cannibal movies, but it is a pretty entertaining story. Certainly passes the time. It's no Cannibal Holocaust, but it's definitely no Devil Hunter either. So, you know. Next up, we've got some David Lynch. It's Mullholland Drive. I haven't watched this movie yet. I picked it up because it is Lynch. And yeah, I don't know if you can see, but that is actually a Blockbuster Video rental case. I think from looking at it that it is an X-rental. It's got a sticker on the side from where someone obviously bought it in a cash converters. Basically, cash converters put really horrible stickers on the side of their DVDs like this, and they're very difficult to rip off. I've bought DVDs from cash converters in the past, and they've had that. I didn't buy this in a cash converters. I bought this in a CEX, but it's obviously passed through several people's hands. Let's have a look at the disc, incidentally, because X-rental discs have a tendency to be, yeah, that's not in the best condition. Not the worst I've ever seen from an X-rental, but it's not in the best. Yeah, like I say, yeah, Mulholland Drive, I haven't seen it yet, but I love David Lynch, so I will be checking that one out not too shortly. The Mummy from Universal Studios. This is from the Universal Monsters line. This movie was a bit disappointing. I love Boris Karloff, and I think he should be in better movies than this. This movie's not very good, actually, I've got to say, overall, compared to, some of the other movies that were coming out around the same time as it, Frankenstein and Dracula. This is definitely falls behind the pack, to be honest. It's not hard to see why, rather than making sequels, they just rebooted the Mummy franchise. Yeah, no, the Mummy's, I mean, it was watchable, it was okay, it's definitely interesting. I mean, Karloff was a great actor, so, I mean, I could happily watch him in the movie, but still, it's just not up to the scratch of some of the other stuff. So this one I also haven't seen yet. This is Natural Born Killer. This was really cheap in CEX, so I thought I'd pick it up. Looks a bit splattery. So, yeah, I like a bit of splatter. Looks like a bit of a serial killer type torture porn thing. So, I'll watch that soon. Maybe I'll end up reviewing it. We'll see. I don't know. And last but not least, Natural Born Killers. The Oliver Stone movie. Written, I believe, by Quentin Tarantino. Is that right? Let's see. Story by Quentin Tarantino, so not actually the screenplay wasn't by Quentin Tarantino, but the story was. Okay, yeah, this is a very interesting movie. I really love the way it's shot. It's a little bit overlong and a little bit overstretched, and could do with being kind of pared back just a little bit, but overall I have got to say that it's a very good movie. So yeah, no, Natural Born Killers, really cool. I'd recommend checking that one out if you're not familiar with Natural Born Killers. Really violent, great violence in it, really entertaining movie. I'd definitely suggest checking it out, it's cool. So that'll do it for this week, this video. Make sure to check back next time I do another DVD update video. We're soldiering on through. I'm trying to get to the end as quick as I can. But as I say, I want to, like over the last few days there's been podcasts and stuff. It might be a while before I do this again because I want to do some reviews, obviously. That's kind of the thing that I actually prefer doing. As much as I like doing this, these DVD collection videos, the reviews are just a little bit more fulfilling for me. So yeah, I'll talk to you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Until then, stay safe.